All right, Devin Morgan is joining us now for some business news. Devin, so a few taxpayers having problems with e-filing. What's that about?
Well, Shahan, you may have had trouble filing your tax returns online in the past 2 days. Well, SARS is aware of the glitch. It says the problem arises when users save their income tax return, immediately reopen that return, and then press the tax calculator button before the form has fully rendered. And that's why you may have seen some of those glitches. SARS saying multiple clicks to try and view the return actually aggravate the problem. It says it's putting in a fix where all the buttons will be grayed or inactive while that form renders. So as it stands now, SARS this afternoon saying it will put forward that solution, and you should be up and running as the hours pass.
Now, business confidence remains in the doldrums, Devin, and that, of course, not good for the economy.
Shahan, you know, business confidence remains at levels too low to have a meaningful impact on employment. And if you look at SACI's Business Confidence Index, rising marginally for June, it's about 93.3 points. Now, why are we interested in this? Well, if you look at that graph, you'll see it shows a decline in business confidence over the last decade with no convincing improvement. And analysts have repeatedly said unless business both locally and foreign businesses as well are motivated to expand and invest in the country, you're unlikely to have a convincing growth rate. You're unlikely to have employment recovering. And again, what are those issues? Policy uncertainty, slow economic reforms, and a lack of confidence in reliable electricity. That's been some of the factors keeping sentiment weak, Shahan. So that's the latest from SACI this afternoon.
And then lastly, tell us how the market's closed.
Yeah, well, the market's having a pretty flat day on the JSE. I mean, you'll know that at the moment there is this tension that's happening between the US and Europe that's putting pressure on the markets. JSE closing almost flat. You'll see there's 0.1%. When we turn over to the mining shares, you'll see that gold was quite well performing earlier, but since lost that steam, and it's all because of the next slide, gold. That gold price really having a bit of a rocketing performance recently, but losing some gains towards the end of the afternoon. And then finally, what's your rand been doing? Well, surprisingly quite resilient to the US dollar. You can see those levels very similar to what we had yesterday. In fact, spot on the bottom, the same to the euro 15.90 and to the British pound, Shahan, 17.71.